Welcome back to Mario Kart 7. In this part, we're going to be going through the Star Cup. And if you can't tell, I do conveniently wait for the list of cups to come up on this screen here, because I can't remember what order these go in to save my life. But yeah, I'm going to get a little bit more creative with my cart this time, I reckon. Let's see what else I have to pick from. Because I actually don't have everything unlocked, as you can see by the question marks here, but Royal Ribbon. I mean, Bowser is royalty, he's King Koopa and whatnot, but I don't think that's his style. I say after giving him the fucking Peach Parasol last part, but let's see. Soda Jet, that looks alright. That is the kart from Mario Kart DS, the one that Mario drives on the front cover, and I think I might use that actually. Let's see, what can I use to make this look stupid? That looks plenty stupid with the roller. And fuck it, we have a plant. But yeah, we got Piranha Plant Pipeway up first, so let's start the race. Now, this track I remember quite liking a lot. Not necessarily for the second half, because the second half can be a little bit annoying. Like, if you fly up from the wrong angle, you can just hit the wall at the top and just halt all your progress. Or like all your momentum even. But like the first part where you're in the pipes, missed my boost there because I was busy blabbing away. But it's just satisfying getting like swum along by the water here. It gives you a nice little boost of speed. Like, look at this, like, granted I was riding a slipstream at that point, but still, like, just fucking hell, look how fast I'm going. And that is a very useful section there to accidentally team kill your friend Liz if you're doing a team race in 8 online. And yeah, I hope Tom's forgiven me for that. But yeah, I don't really know how I feel about whether I prefer team races or just friendly races. Like, not friendly races, but like free-for-all races. Because like the main gimmick of Team Sonic Racing, which I'm kind of looking forward to now, is that you're racing in teams. And so it'll be a bit of a change of pace to your typical like kart race thing. I seem to recall them saying that there's also just a free-for-all race option. I might be wrong there, I might have misread that, or maybe wishful thinking, I don't know. But I feel like they're trying to push the whole team mechanic as the main thing, so I want to give that a shot and see how it goes. I am a sucker for these, you know, mascot races, so obviously that kind of game is right up my alley. I know some people are like divided on whether they want the Sega characters back and are disappointed with it just being a Sonic Racer. Personally, I like the idea of it just being a Sonic Racer. Because we've seen from some of the announced tracks so far that they're digging a little bit deeper than they would if they were just using, you know, like a few representatives of Sonic tracks and trying to fit in others from every series. Because like, if this was like another All-Stars racing game, like I highly doubt we would get fucking Sand Hill from Sonic Adventure. I think that's a bit too obscure for them to pick as a cut for like one of maybe 3 Sonic representatives. And I gotta say, I really love the music that we've heard from that. That is a great remix. I never thought I'd hear a official remix of Sand Hill, but you know, there we are, we're getting it. But yeah, we're also getting stuff like Sandopolis, which is another one I wouldn't have expected. It's a bit of an obscure one, and it actually looks like a version of Sandopolis which is fun. So I'm actually down with that, and having a cool remix of the song as well, and some little nods to SA2 with King Boom Boo in the promo art, that's cool as well. Looking at this track on the screen right now, it's making me think it'd be cool if we got a Pirate Storm track, you know, from Secret Rings. Well, that's probably the most distinct area from Secret Rings other than Night Palace, because Night Palace would be a fucking fantastic track as well. Like, you could combine the actual palace motif itself with like the little sections around the edge, along with that little kind of dream area, I guess, you know, where you got the platforming sections. I don't like Secret Rings as a game, but some of the area designs are legitimately fantastic. And also they're the kind of areas that I think would translate really well to a racetrack. Like, maybe not so much the more basic ones. Like, I think Sand Oasis or Evil Foundry might not be the most riveting places to drive through. Unless Evil Foundry is set during that one scene where it's blowing the fuck up and you're trying to run out there on the time limit. That'd be cool. But, you know, like, in terms of the actual area designs, I think Night Palace and Pirate Storm would be the better picks. There could be some good picks from Black Knight. Like, I'd kinda like to drive through Camelot Castle. Maybe that's just because I find the whole Arthurian England aesthetic really appealing. More so than Secret Rings, honestly. Like, I know that's one of the more divisive things. I think, although a lot of people just will accept that Black Knight's the better game in terms of control and whatnot, the area designs, I think some people prefer Secret Rings, some people prefer Black Knight, and like, I can see both sides of that one. I prefer Black Knight, but you know, Secret Rings has some really cool areas. Yeah, well, I'm trying to think what other areas I think would be cool tracks for Team Sonic Racing. Because we've got Rooftop Run, which granted that's a bit of an obvious pick, but you know, it's one of the more iconic modern Sonic levels, so it's a good pick to have there. We've obviously got Seaside Hill, because of course we fucking have. It's not a Sonic spin-off game without Seaside Hill being there. I'd be down with maybe Metropolis from Sonic 2. Even more so if they put Genocide City in there as a racetrack, but that's clearly not going to happen. Maybe Scrap Brain, honestly. That'd be a good one to just drive through. Maybe it'd be a bit of a variety thing, because usually for the races they pick like the Sonic Heroes kind of Eggman bases. So to have the more classic Eggman base would be a change of pace. Like, granted, you could go full obscure and maybe have like Rainy Savannah from Drift 2. I remember that level having quite an appealing aesthetic, although they would have to tone down the flashing sections from that, because that's something that actually kind of hurts your eyes if you're trying to focus on the game and then you get this massive, huge, whole screen flashing white sort of thing. I'm looking at Neo Bowser City on the screen here and thinking like maybe you could have the Sonic equivalent of this area, which is Eggman Land. Like, an Eggman Land racetrack would be pretty cool. Not sure how you would handle like driving around the pipe room though. Maybe if there was like one big pipe that you had to try not to fall off of. Like, granted, that would almost definitely turn that track into that game's Rainbow Road, which could happen for better or worse. No, that's the thing, like, Sonic doesn't really have like the big epic area that would easily adapt to a Rainbow Road variant. Because like in All Stars Racing Transformed, they made up that original area that had the bright orange colour to it, which I was never really that fond of, honestly. Like, I get what they're going for with the orange and blues, it does look kind of cool from a distance, but I was never that fond on that track. I suppose Eggman Land is probably the best contender for a final epic one, unless you had like maybe a Sonic Adventure 2 thing where you were racing around the Space Colony Arc. Though I do get the feeling if they were going to do a space thing, they'd more likely use the Death Egg. Naturally, my Adventure 2 bias would prefer to have like, you know, Final Rush or something, but I kind of have to be a little bit realistic here. I know what kind of picks they go for, especially after the Death Egg was in Forces. It's kind of a shame that Forces doesn't really have many original areas to pick from, because like you might get Sunset Heights. I think that might be a pretty safe bet. Maybe it's vetoed out by Rooftop 1 being there and them being similar kind of areas, although they do have a different look. Even if that distinction in look is that Sunset Heights has a really overbearing like yellow hue to it, which was one of my issues with Forces art direction. It feels like they've got better technology in terms of like the Hedgehog engine too, but they're going to use it by oversaturating the colours in certain areas, which, you know, not to my taste. I think Unleashed look better. Yep, that is Neo Bowser City, or whatever they renamed it to here. I can't remember which one's which. But yeah, that's a cool track, I think. Like, it's got the little puddles that you got to be careful for, but other than that, you know, it's Bowser, he has his own city, perfectly fine by me. And here is the other Woohoo Mountain or Woohoo Island track, Woohoo Mountain Loop. Which I've got to say, I really like this sunset thing they've got going on here. If I'm going back to my Sonic tangent, Sunset Park from Triple Trouble for Team Sonic Racing, please. But maybe I am a bit on the wishful thinking side when it comes to these super obscure things. I might have been like taking the whole Sand Hill thing for granted, and maybe they were just acknowledging that one meme from Forces. I don't know. But yeah, I think I've had enough of a Sonic tangent in this part with what Sonic levels have made for good racetracks. I think there's a lot of stuff from Mario Odyssey that I would like to see adapted in the next major Mario Kart. Because like, I have a feeling we get a Mario Kart on Switch. Like, we did get Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but that's an enhanced port. It's not a new Mario game, and we usually get a new Mario game on each system that comes out. But man, like, they could make a really cool New Donk City course. I think that'd be amazing. Well, that's the thing with the worlds from Super Mario Odyssey. Like, they're all so distinct from one another, and they're so well themed that every single one of those kingdoms could be a cool looking racetrack. Like, New Donk's the most iconic place from the game, but you think the Cap Kingdom, you'd have like this black and white, little bit spoopy kind of place to drive around. It'd be like a more simple, you know, low-key kind of course. And that could be kind of cool. You could get like some cameos from the little hat houses. That was a bullshit lightning bolt. I'm gonna try not to let Rosalina overtake me here, but I've got to be careful. But then you got stuff like the food level, I can't remember the name of it, but that kingdom. And Seaside Kingdom, you know, granted it might be stepping on some of the Sunshine Courses territory a little bit, but you know, that'd work amazingly well as well. There's so much good stuff. Mario Odyssey is a fucking fantastic game. Go play it, folks. But yeah, I know this part's been a little bit tangential about a few things, but like, I kind of want to do this more often, just have these chill kind of runs. But yes, I managed to beat Metal Mario and Rosalina, so I'll take that as a victory, especially after how like major Rosalina was for a point in time around when Galaxy came out. But yep, there is my shiny gold Star Cup. I have a feeling this gold streak is going to break sooner or later, especially given the next cup has Rainbow Road in it. But ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you next time for the special cup. Bye bye for now.